Hello everyone and welcome to the Sweeney Show Business and Law Podcast. Joining me here today is a very interesting and exciting guest. My guest today has over 3 million likes and followers across all social media. It's Neville O'Donghue, who owns, amongst many other things, the Benchwarmers sports page, GA Crack, Conor McGregor, UFC, golf, darts.
We have a good few pages,
You have the whole thing covered, Nev. You're very welcome.
Yeah, cheers, Dave.
So you're Cork man originally,
I am.
from Youghal?
Well, I'm Youghal, yeah.
Youghal, yeah. And is that Waterford or Cork?
Excuse me, it's Cork. So
there's a border there, isn't there?
Yeah. So, it's just to tell my background, I suppose, Dave. I'm from Youghal. We own a clothes shop there on the main street.
Okay.
William Neville's, if you're ever looking for a suit,
We'll get in there.
But
plug.
yeah, we're busy now at the moment with the school uniform because we do that in the town. But yeah, I came up through there. Then business, I suppose, was in my blood from day one. You know, I remember I used to be sitting on a small butter box in the back, in behind the counter, watching the mother sell the toys or whatever. But then I went on to, I better say that too. I was lucky enough. I was sent to Roscrea in Tipperary boarding school, and then I went on and got my degree in CIT. And along the way, I stumbled across this thing, you know, and that's how it began.
And you say stumbled across this thing, is that you stumbled across Benchwarmers, or you stumbled across social media and the impact that has, or what, like?
I'd say more stumbled across Benchwarmers, you know, and I just got in at the right time, you know.
When did it start?
Believe it or not, it actually started in November 2011. That's when it originally started.
Wow,
but it really took off 4 years ago when the World Cup was on, you know. But it started, as I said, I'm from Youghal, and we've a radio station in Youghal called Community Radio Youghal, and it started on a Sunday evening, and it was called The Benchwarmers, and we interviewed former rugby players, we interviewed inter-county stars, we interviewed Ollie Campbell, Dave O'Callaghan, fellow Youghal, John Ryan, Clinton Hennessy, the two Prendergasses for Waterford. We interviewed Paddy Kelly. So we interviewed GA stars. We interviewed John Delaney from the FAI, and then it just kind of, I kind of started. It started as a hobby, just doing it every Sunday, you know, and then it kind of just developed into a passion. I was like, look, I can get I set up the Facebook page and set up the Instagram, and then I said, look, I'll try and get to 100 likes, then I'll try and get to 200 likes. And the thing just took off and shot up, you know?
Yeah. And so then you kind of took the knowledge or the energy from the radio show and then brought that into the Benchwarmers social media page. And was Facebook then the first medium that you set up on?
Facebook was the first protocol, It was what you can see now. Mark Zuckerberg brought in a thing, I don't know if you're following him on his own personal profile. From January on, you're going to see less and less businesses on Facebook and more family and friends. So that's hit every business, and a lot of people aren't actually happy with that. Not even a lot of people, individuals, think Facebook's after dying. Instagram has gone through the roof, you know. But
you've transferred your audience now, or part of the audience is transferred over to Instagram.
As I said, I put up there on my own Instagram there during the week. We hit 800,000 following on that, and and we nearly have the biggest GA following on Instagram.
Wow!
As
So
well.
Benchwarmers over 800, and that's all organic, isn't it? There's no bought followers or anything like that.
Yeah, well, I see, not to be pointing fingers, but I see other competitors have bought followers, you know, and look, that's perfectly fine. They can do it too, you know. But from you see in the Benchwarmers account, it's from the first one follower the whole way up, you know.
And so let's go back then to. How did you build your first 1,000 followers? If you're just starting out and there wasn't anything, there was no real Benchwarmers or a competitor back then.
No, well, I'd say a lot of people probably hated me at the time because
you're known for putting controversial.
No, not that. But at the start when we were if we were on a night out, I would ask you, Dave, any hope I get to lend your Facebook there? And I would have invited all your friends to follow the page, you know. So people used to be like, "Oh, will you go away and leave my Facebook alone?" You know. So that's how you do it. You know?
So you just your close circle first, build around all your friends.
Yeah. It just it started off. Yeah, just my friends on Facebook from inviting their friends to like it and then sharing stuff, and then it's just people like the stuff we were putting up then.
Brilliant,
so
yeah.
it just kept expanding and expanding.
And then, was there one piece or one post that kind of really popped or went viral? Was there something that you went, there could be something here?
There was a few, like as I said, it really got going 4 years ago because of the World Cup, you know. We're just finished the World Cup there now, and if like 4 years ago was the first, that was the first World Cup really, or any tournament, to have social media in it, like, you know. And it just, there was stuff we put up there and it went viral. There was stuff we put up and it got 20 million views or 30 million views, you know. But then, like, as I said, like...
Was that because it's, you have a lot of UK followers, so it's the English soccer following, or was it a mix, or...?
It was a mix, really, like, you know, but, like, as I said, like, the other thing I'd say as well is that, like, Facebook weren't policing, like, if I'm being frankly honest, like, they weren't policing as much as the content back then. So, like, we might have put up a goal on our Facebook page, you know, and there was nothing being done about it. Now we know, as we've learned, as we've gone on, that you can't do stuff like that, and Facebook are policing it more. So, like, that's fair enough too. So you have to go and find other pieces of content, and if you use them, you have to make sure to credit back to the original source.
But was that the problem, that you weren't crediting the owner, or was that you didn't have permission, or you shouldn't have putting that in its format on the page?
Well, like, no, we were kind of just like to be fair, like other pages can say what they want, like, but the Lad Bible and all them, they were doing the exact same. Everyone was doing it, you know. But now Facebook are policing it more. But then there's some stuff, and it's like trying to find out who came up with a knock-knock joke. You know, it's very hard to find out where it originated back from. But if someone messages us in the page and goes, "Hey lads, that's belonged to me," no bother, we'll edit it and clarify it, you know. So, but yeah, that's the way the game's gone now, like, you know.
And then, so Benchwarmers, because matches are on social time for everybody else, that's when you're working. So it's kind of, do you work a lot of hours, and is it, you know, do you have a big team behind you? Or?
Well, believe it or not, no, we only have, there's me and 3 other lads, you know, like, it just happens that, you don't really need a big team. Now, ideally, I would like 5, you know, I think that's the magic number. I know my competitors have some of them have 10, some of them have 50 or 100, you know, but I think that's too many, you know. But yeah, you're right, like, weekends are my busy time, you know. Like, during the week now, I can come in here and do stuff like this, and I can like on a Wednesday I go down to Youghal for a jump in the sea or whatever. Yeah. But like, come Saturday and Sunday we'd be busy up, because the way the game's gone now, you know, as I said, back in the day, people be busting for the paper on a Monday, and they'd get all their sports then, or get all their info. But people wanted now, they wanted instant, you know. Come Monday, people have their news consumed, you know.
But do you think, so, because this discussion goes on all the time, the modern type of news agency, which is social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but then you have the traditional, which is the newspaper. A few years ago it seemed that the newspaper was going to be wiped out. It seems to be holding its own at the moment, doesn't it? It's like, what's your views on that?
Well, yeah, it's kind of, we're still in the middle ground, you know. With stuff like this, it takes forever for it to sort itself out, you know. But I think definitely the papers are after changing. They had to, like, you know. Like, if you pick up the Examiner now, it's probably half the size of what it was, you know. And I think there's been a lot of cutbacks and stuff. But you'd wonder, all right, is there like, you'd wonder in time to come, will any of us have jobs really, with the whole, like, you go into the banks now and you see you're not even going up to you're just going into the machine the whole time.
It's automation. Yeah.
But I think look, there's definitely, I think there's always going to be social media, that's for sure, you know, whether it be Facebook or Instagram, and it's up to, I think, if you're a journalist now, it's up to how well you adapt to that, you know. Like, there's some journalists, like, and they wouldn't be the biggest fans of us because, like, we might put up cheeky stuff, or football or whatever, but obviously there's a market for that there, you know.
You represent change.
Yeah, so, you know, rather than not being happy with that, if you just look after your own thing and grow your own Twitter, I'd say you'll survive. And
just on putting up posts, is there, like, apart from posts going viral, we might discuss about ones that have actually really gone mad for you, is ones that created controversy, or how, like, it seems like...
Oh yeah, like we've made mistakes in the past, like, and you try not to repeat them, you know. And
what are the mistakes? Is it actually the content was taken up wrong, or that you didn't realise it was an audience you were offending, or is it that they overdid the permissions issue? Or
no, like, permissions issues has generally been all right, you know. Like, we haven't got in trouble with that, like, and if we do, if someone contacts us, we edit it or we take it down, you know. Now, there have been a few where we've had to take it down and really apologise.
Okay.
But like the big issues we've had is because we're very much on the line and very cheeky. We've put up stuff that have been too over the age.
Okay.
Like I remember this time last year, Galway were in a semi-final of the hurling, and like, you know, Twitter is real time, and I tweeted that Joe Canning's having a shocker. And he was at the time, like in the first half, you know. And then
he came back.
We got the winning point. But you know, what was annoying then on the Sunday game that night, like John Loughnane, he even said that Joe Canning was having a shocker, you know. And like, but then when we said we got,
ribbed for it.
I suppose I did it wrong the way I said it.
But isn't that really, that's a success story for you really? Because if you have people engaged in your page, whether it's positive or negative, if someone's writing there, you're bringing the attention to Benchwarmers rather than somewhere else.
As Michael Leary said, there's no such thing as bad publicity, but I don't know whether I agree with that to an extent either, you know. But like we've had other ones, that was only a small one really, you know, and the only people that were having a cut off us were some people that are
Galway supporters.
Well, no, I think
people trying to catch you out.
People a bit bitter of what we've achieved, you know.
Yeah.
But I think like we've had one like Seamus Coleman there 2 years ago when he broke his leg. We put up the pictures of the leg break, and a lot of people weren't happy with that. And like, all right, we should have been a bit more sensitive with that. But people did want to see the images all the same, you know. But yeah, we probably shouldn't. We should have been more careful putting that up. And we put up, like you'd like this one as well. We put up. It was a few years ago. We put up a picture of Rafa Benitez crying, and it was a joke into something else. And of course, Rafa Benitez was crying at a Hillsborough memorial, and that blew up and was on Evening Echo and everything, like, you know. But if anyone that saw the joke, like, no one would pull the piss out of a tragic event, you know. So
sure.
But look, these things happen, and you try not to repeat them, you know.
Yeah.
So
then, just on the page you cover, because I think you have somewhere between 3 and 4 million likes and followers across all. So you have Benchwarmers, which is that general sport? Is it predominantly soccer?
Sport. It's predominantly soccer, you know, because unfortunately, we got a lot of, like, as you know, I'm a rugby man, like, you know, but we got a lot of UK following, and we got a lot of following in the US, but like they all follow a Liverpool or Man United, you know. Not everyone follows the golf, not everyone follows the rugby or the tennis.
This year's Liverpool's year, isn't it?
Yeah, every year's there, yeah. But like, so Benchwarmers, the more the international has gone, the more soccer's gone, you know, to keep everyone happy. But then what I did over time was, I also loved GA, I loved the rugby, I loved the golf. I've created separate pages for the different sports. So now we have the biggest GA following.
GA Crack.
Yeah, GA Crack on Instagram.
And I see you do a live feed every Monday evening, is it?
We do, yeah. We've only started that this summer. So we're looking to get, because you know, the reason I'm starting to do that is because, like, Facebook is changing the whole time, as I said. I don't think you can put up, as they call it, the clickbait articles anymore. So you have to think of new ways to, so I'm hoping like that, like on average we're getting 20 to 30,000 views on that a week. So I'm hoping that might be another avenue. We might be able to get sponsorship from time, but like we're hoping, like yourself here, with the good job you're doing, that if we can perfect it. And
but that's probably another question. So like, how do you because I think what you're doing is it's you've transferred your passion into a career, and how do you then monopolise that or monetize all of that and turn it into kind of an earnings?
Yeah, well, that's the $1 million question, really, like, isn't it? Because everyone on the internet wants everything for free, you know. But I think, like, how we're making our money at the moment is we're putting up bets, we're putting up movie trailers, you know, lifestyle sports. We're coming to us about stuff. So that's like, because they know we have the market they want, you know. But
what's the predominant age profile of your audience?
We'd have from 13 to 40, I'd say, or like we could have older than that, but the main audience are 13 to about 40, I would say, yeah, you know. So, but
male mostly, or
yeah, mostly male, but we got a lot of female followers as well. But like that, unfortunately, that's the nature of what we do. Like, just a lot more males seem to be into following the football. Like.
So you have then the Benchwarmers. You actually have golf and darts as well, have you?
We do, yeah. Because like, as I said, like our darts page now, it blows up at Christmas when the main darts are on. The golf page blows up whenever the Masters are on and stuff. But not even that. Like you see, we're doing our live videos on the GA thing, right? When we're doing that, it's going out to a GA audience. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm hoping now we'll start doing golf ones and darts ones on those pages, and it'll be going out to a golf audience, a darts audience. So I'm sure you can see it. All the other media outlets, like the RT have like the Sunday game page, they have a RT rugby, you know. So it's just about, number one, it's about getting the right audience for the right sports. So you have,
and then giving that audience what they're interested in, rather than pebble dashing with the whole.
Yeah, because if we put a G article up on Benchwarmers now, it wouldn't do that well because we're gone so big internationally. But if you put up in GA crack, it does very well, you know. But we, not just that as well, it's about spreading the risk as well. So you're not overly reliant on the one page, you know, that you can put up in others and share across, vice versa, you know.
And then a couple of years ago then, so you've combined with the Irish Examiner.
Yeah.
So is that a partnership, or how does that work?
Well, 3 years ago, I suppose to explain a bit more is I did business in CIT. I was lucky enough, I got the honours degree. I was not an academic, hated the whole thing the whole way up. I took a year out actually, went to Thailand, taught English for a year over there, did TEFL, and while I was doing all that, I was still in Thailand with a laptop growing the Benchwarmers. But when I was finished, I came back then and I saw Benchwarmers was taking off, and I took a year out from college. I wanted to finish off the final year to get the honours degree in business and have a go off Benchwarmers. But when I was finished my degree,
and were people around you saying, "What are you doing? Get a proper
they
job"?
were, yeah.
Or you kind of like, I have a focus here.
Yeah.
I have a gut feeling about this. It's going to take off.
Kind of like, you know, and you just went with it, like, you know. As I said, like, I come from a business background, and like my mother was.
But it seems
same.
You were taught a really good work ethic.
Yeah.
You know, that honest hard work. There's no substitute for it. Whether it's back in the clothes shop and you all, or just giving your time now to Benchwarmers.
Yeah. Well, like my mother was a massive worker. You know, she was a real role model for me. Like, you know, and I suppose
your
that's where
mum
I got
sadly
it from.
passed away a few years ago.
She did, yeah. So like, I was 21 at the time.
Yeah.
But sure, like that's another thing actually. What kind of infuriated me the last few weeks was the whole Liam Miller thing with the GA. They really made a balls of that. Like, you know, like when you see, especially like my mother passed away from cancer. It's an awful disease, but like you so it's right now that the GA have opened up because unfortunately Liam Miller, 36, passed away from it as well. But
do you think that the GA? Sorry, I know we're getting sidetracked, but do you think that were the audience at large, did they pounce too quickly on the GA? Because if you think the GA is an organisation, there was surely a process, or did they just manage it badly PR-wise, or do you think that they didn't want it there, and only that the force of public opinion made them change their mind?
They didn't want it there, and it was the force of public opinion. Like, I have to say that I'm not anti-GA, I love the GA.
Sure.
My next door neighbour is the club secretary at home. GA was the first sport I played. I'm good buddies with Bill Cooper, and I'd be friendly with Seamus Harnley as well, you know. So I was up at the Cork Limerick game, but the GA just made a bite of it, and there's a lot.
So
of
you've tickets for Dead Ireland, have you?
I don't know, but I'm afraid like Damien Duff was right, even though his comments were probably a small bit bad timing. There are a few dinosaurs in the GA, you know. Like that stadium cost 80 million, and they got 30 million off the government. And like what I can't understand is why are we building these big empty stadiums, you know? That stadium costs 80 million and it's going to be empty now for 10 months, you know? Like, why not we all build our stuff together and everyone help each other and give that money back to the players, you know? So that's
and I think also when you see just recently, I don't know when this is going to go out, I reckon the Liam Miller match will have already been played by the time this goes out, that the quality of the teams that Man United and the Ireland Celtic team have put to play just shows you the depth of feeling towards Liam Miller and how people really want to contribute to it.
Yeah, well, like, as I said, like he played for big clubs, like, you know, so it's nice that, and as I said, it was a massive tragedy, 36 and passed away, you know. So look, if people can, it's not about soccer or foreign sports, you know, it's about just supporting a good cause, like.
Sure,
you know?
I agree.
So thankfully the GA got the right decision, but I think when it comes to stuff like this, the GA really need to look at themselves, because they're able to let Ed Sheeran and these people in, and you know, I think they, like, you look at Croke Park again, once the All-Ireland finals are over, that's going to be empty as well, like. So I can't understand why the government giving them money for these empty stadiums, you know. But anyway, that's another story.
Well, I suppose it goes on to the argument of building their own sports audience.
Yeah, but that's the way it's been done.
Yeah.
Like that's not the right way, though, Dave. Like, if you look at any other country, in Old Trafford, they've rugby league matches on. In Wembley, they do the same, you know. So in France, Stade de France use the French.
And we don't have the population to support all these big stadiums either.
Exactly, like, you know. So like, imagine what you could have done with the 30 million instead of putting it into, like, look, as I said, I know everyone wants their stadium, but like, I think it's ridiculous like that. Sure, you've Thomond Park was free all summer. Like, why not throw a few GA games in there as well? Like, you know, that's my point. Like, you know. Sorry,
go back there. And so you were coming out of Thailand, and you were, you know, we were talking about with your work ethic and how, you know, you were so focused on getting the page started up.
Well, no, the reason I went back to that as well is because I better give a shout out to the Rubicon Centre in CIT. I I was very lucky. George Bullman, who was actually a neighbour of mine, was one of the head ponchos inside in the Rubicon.
So is that the Rubicon is an organisation that helps start up businesses and communities, and is that you might have an idea in your college years and you attach with the Rubicon through your college years or post college?
Not even in college years, you know, like there was plenty of older people in there and they had a good idea and they came back and did it. So it was basically the Rubicons, they call them an incubation centre. There's all other start-up businesses in there. That one just happened to be beside CIT for me, and I finished and I was like, geez, that's ideal. But it's just a place where there's all other people trying to do the same thing, and you're in an area, a working environment, and I thought it was.
There must be very good energy or creative vibe around the place.
I thought it was very good. So like I was there for a year, but then I came to the realisation. At that time, I got a bit of business in the door from people emailing us in or businesses around Cork City, but then I came to the realisation that I can't do it all. So I met different people. I met angel investors. I actually met the Independent as well, and I met the Examiner. And for me, I thought the Examiner was the best fit. They were Cork, they were local, but not even that. I thought, yeah, look, so I made a deal with them 3 years ago. They took a cut of the business, and basically it's been good ever since. You know, so they look after the paperwork and all that.
The strength of the Benchwarmers brand now is so strong, isn't it?
Well, like I went in there when we had 400,000 following us, you know. Now we've 3 or 4 million people following us, like. So, look, if I'm told good luck in the morning, I'll like it's been win-win for me, you know. But
where's the what's the future for Benchwarmers or for Neville O'Donghue?
Well, like I suppose
keep doing what you're doing.
It's funny people keep asking me that, you know. But like, does there have to be a future? Like our numbers are going up the whole time. We're going up by 10,000 followers a week, you know.
If it's not broken, it doesn't need to be fixed. Yeah.
I'm getting to travel the world doing it. I'm getting to play the rugby at the weekends, and so
Sundays well prop.
That's it, yeah. But like, it's got a. Are you the president this year, Dave?
Vice president, yeah.
They'll give you the big role next time, sure. But like, look, I would one day, an idea in the back of my head, I suppose, is I'd love nearly to turn it into a sports bar or something. You know, I think you could still keep it a sports website, but you could turn it into a bar in different places, you know, and strengthen them. Because the thing with the internet is that it's so, you know, it changes the whole time, you know, and like eventually you'd like something physical for Benchwarmers, like, you know. But look, as I said,
so a chain of Benchwarmers bars.
Yeah, I'd love that,
wow.
Like something like that. But then again, you know, I've been told bar work is very tough, and like, you know, I was an hour late for this interview.
Well, we're not going to mention that. That's all right. So but I'm sure people didn't think Benchwarmers would be the success it did, and I'm sure if you were to put your mind to it, you would have your chain of Benchwarmers bars.
Well, like I was listening to, I remember I fell on the late a few years ago.
You weren't an hour late. You were 55 minutes. Is that
right? Fair enough. But there was a film on the Late Show a few years ago. You know that film, The Pursuit of Happiness, with Will Smith?
Yeah.
And they interviewed the actual real guy, and what he said was very good. He said, like, when you're trying to get something off the ground, there is no plan B. You know, that's it. Like, you know, and he's right. Like, if you're trying to get something, you have to give it all. You know. Now maybe after a few years it doesn't take off, and then you have to man up and go, look.
Yeah, Damien Rice, the musician, he was actually, I think it was engineering, he was studying in Trinity, and he dropped out because he didn't want to fall back in the engineering degree. He wanted to make it as a musician, so he went to France and he busked around there for years, but that was it. He was so driven and focused on his music, he didn't want what his family wanted, or that security falling back in the degree he would have had.
Well, if anyone watches Dragon's Den, you know, like a lot of times they invest in the person rather than the product, because it's the person that drives it on. Like, it's all, like, it doesn't matter what you're trying to get off the ground. It's whether, like, even I read Arnold Schwarzenegger's book there recently, and like one thing, like, this guy was from Austria, you know, and like he'd no right to go on and be a weightlifter and movie star, but he wanted it. You know what I mean? Like,
there's some great movies on YouTube when he was starting out, back with Louis, the guy that played the Hulk. I can't even say his surname. They were in the Mr. Olympia or Mr. Olympic or Mr. Universe competitions. It's huge, the dedication, equipment he had.
No, it's unreal what he did, and as I said, he'd no right to do it. So like, there's a lot of people, like, I'd watch these. Like, I used to be a big fan of The Front Line. It was a show Pat Kenny used to do, and but like a lot of people on those shows, they're happy to give out about the government, to give out this and that. Like, Ireland's a great country all the same, you know. It's up to you whether you want to do it, you know. Don't be looking for the government to do stuff for you at all. You go off and do it.
It's a great attitude. And so that takes me on. So if you were someone wanted to start out, maybe they had an idea for a social media page or a sports company, or maybe they've just left school or college, would you have any tips to someone starting out in their business life?
Jeez, I don't know, like as I said, I got in at the right time. I was very lucky, you know, but like what I would say is, if you have an idea, why not pursue it, you know? If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and you can always throw it on the CV, it'll be something good. But like there are opportunities, you know. It's up to you whether you want to chase it. Like I suppose, like there was a few little things I did. Like when I did the radio show, I set up the page anyway, and you know, little things like some people be saying to me they're trying to start a business, and then I say, have you started a Facebook page? And they're like, no, and wait until I have this right and that right. I'm like, set the Facebook page up anyway.
It's never going to be perfect.
Yeah, you know. And then like little things I did, you might see my car going around the place there the other time. I have stickers.
I think everybody sees the car.
Yeah, everyone sees it. But like, it's free advertising when you're driving, and like a lot of people be saying, "Oh, I can't be driving in that," like, you know. And I'm like, look, well, it's your business. Do you want to get it going or not? Like, you know.
And I think also on that, because the page is nearly 7 years old, I'm sure patience is the key as well, isn't it? You can't wait for or expect anything to happen really fast and overnight.
No, you have to. You just have to keep at it, and you have to love what you do too. You know, like I'm very lucky like that. I do love what I do. Like there's a lot of people, and they don't like their jobs, but you gotta love it too, and you gotta, because like for me, if it's something like I've had jobs before where I was working for people or whatever, and I just didn't have the same passion, you know. But like I think for me the key in life is to get something you like to do and then pursue it, you know. Even if you get a job inside an office and that's something you love, happy days, follow that then, like, you know. But that's because you don't want to be like, when you think of it, you're working for the best part of 50 years, you know, so you want to get something. Yeah, you want to get something you want, like, you know. So
well, Neville, it's been really fascinating having you here today. Thank you very much for giving us your time, just to see the Benchwarmers page go up and up and up. We're really excited to see where it goes from here, and the very best of luck.
No bother.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. No bother.